Su Chen has been insanely handsome since childhood, so his older sister Su Yu is terrified that wild girls will snatch him up. So before heading abroad, she literally packs him up like a parcel and dumps him straight at her business rival's house, asking Mo Shuying to watch over her little brother. Su Yu says she has to go abroad, leaving Mo Shuying completely stunned at the request to raise her rival's brother. Are you serious? Yes, of course, because even though they are business rivals, they also grew up together, so she begs her to look after him.
Su Yu promises to pay handsomely, but Mo Shuying says she does not need a single cent.
She just wants Su Chen left with her. The sister is shocked by how fast she agreed. No money required? Honestly, this already feels super sketchy, and Su Yu senses something is off. But she has no choice since her flight is coming up. Plus, she is still worried about wild girls chasing Su Chen, so after weighing her options, leaving him with Mo Shuying seems like the safest bet since her private life is spotless. She never hangs out with guys, so there is no way she would ever make a move on Su Chen. But first, Su Yu warns her that her little brother is extremely innocent and well-behaved.
She cannot bully him because their business rivalry has nothing to do with the kid.
Mo Shuying tells her to stop nagging and cut the chatter. Now that it is settled, Su Yu tells Su Chen he will be staying here for the next 2 months. She immediately orders her bodyguards to unload his bags while Su Chen just stands there. He is absolutely furious and thinks his sister is being completely ridiculous, forcing him to live with a strange woman. Meanwhile, Mo Shuying watches from the side. A sly smirk creeps onto her face because she never expected the boy of her dreams would literally deliver himself straight to her door. Once the bags are all unpacked, Su Yu looks at Mo Shuying and mentions she just wired $10 million to her account. She asks her to keep a close eye on him since it is currently summer break. Shady people are always trying to invite him out, so she must block those bad influences. She trusts her because Mo Shuying is definitely not one of those lustful predators.
She is sure she won't take advantage of her brother, but honestly, what a joke!
What girl is not physically attracted to her crush now that he is here? Mo Shuying is not about to let this golden opportunity slip away. Meanwhile, Su Yu checks her watch. Panicking, she realizes her 12 o'clock flight is boarding soon. She begs her to take good care of him, telling Su Chen to behave before she dashes off. With that, Su Yu zooms off in her car, leaving Su Chen watching her disappear into the distance. All he can do is stand there and let out a heavy sigh. But as he spaces out, a sweet fragrance drifts toward him and he looks down to find Mo Shuying staring right up at him with incredibly gentle eyes, freezing him in place.
Su Chen instantly panics, thinking that if this woman tries to lecture him,
he will make a run for it, but Mo Shuying just locks her gaze onto his face. Her voice drops to an incredibly smooth and teasing tone as she whispers that it is getting late. She tells him to head inside, and he nervously steps aside to let her lead. But when he hesitates to move forward, Mo Shuying's expression suddenly grows cold. She mockingly asks if her breathtaking beauty has left him totally paralyzed. Su Chen snaps back quite stiffly, telling her to just walk ahead of him. She has no idea what he is plotting, but her mind is fully occupied with one goal. She absolutely cannot let him escape her grasp. She snaps at him to stop dilly-dallying. Su Chen gets instantly annoyed, quietly glancing at the open street behind her, calculating his escape route.
Ah Chen is seriously plotting his escape, but Mo Shuying instantly reads his mind.
Her eyes turn icy. She reminds him his sister left him in her care. She is responsible for his safety, so if he wants to leave, no shot. He has to wait until his sister personally picks him up. He huffs and heads inside. He just accepts defeat. Honestly, Mo Shuying would be totally lost if Chen actually walked out. He stomps into the living room and flops right onto the sofa. "Where is my room?" The maid politely addresses him as Master Su. She says the first room upstairs is his, but he immediately rejects it. He demands the hallway room, just as Mo Shuying walks in. He instantly switches to a polite tone, saying she promised his sister to take good care of him. All he wants is a bedroom to his taste. "No problem," she says. "Take my master bedroom." His eyes go wide. He never expected his casual request would land him her actual bedroom. Absolutely not. He asks for any room on the 3rd floor, but there are no bedrooms up there. Mo Shuying walks over, pours a glass of water, and hands it to him. There are only 2 bedrooms in the house, so he has to choose. Either room is fine. This ruthless, decisive business heiress is actually pouring him water, completely shattering her usual cold beauty image. She is like a whole different person. Honestly, he is just completely dazed. He cannot even look away. Mo Shuying actually gets a little shy from his gaze.
Trying to act calm, she asks if there is something on her face. He says no.
Mo Shuying smugly assumes he is just mesmerized by her looks, feeling pretty pleased inside. With a much lighter tone, she asks if he has decided on a room. He says whatever is fine, basically saying he wants to sleep wherever she sleeps. Mo Shuying gives him a very intense look, and even the maid is stunned.
Ain't no way.
He scrambles to correct himself, saying he will just take the other room. Mo Shuying just smiles and tells the maid that it is getting late. She orders the guest room prepped for him, and the maid leaves.
He hesitates to thank her. Suddenly, her face goes completely cold.
She hates his polite thanks. That formal attitude is not it. It feels too distant. Suddenly, the phone in his pocket rings, and he glances at the caller ID. He sneakily eyes Mo Shuying. This dude is acting incredibly suspicious right now. It is obvious that he does not want her to know who is calling. Mo Shuying notices a slight look of joy on his face as he answers. Instantly, she gets a bad feeling. She takes a few steps toward him. The sofa sinks. He turns his head and locks eyes with her. She demands to know who is calling. The caller asks why there is a woman nearby. He whispers that it is just his sister's friend. Dodged perfectly. Instead, he stands up to put some distance between them, leaving Mo Shuying glaring at him. Now, he is stuck frantically explaining to the caller that he is really just at home.
She is just his sister's friend, nobody else.
Mo Shuying's voice is totally different from Su Yu's, so Zhou Yi instantly notices. Meanwhile, Mo Shuying watches him frantically trying to explain everything. Getting super jealous, she purposely raises her voice to cause trouble. In a total tease voice, she says, "Chen, it is getting late. Let's go upstairs and rest," making the girl on the phone lose her mind. What did you just say? Su Chen, where are you right now? Who are you going to rest with? No, wait, it's not like that. You completely misunderstood, but she slams the phone down on him. Su Chen looks at Mo Shuying in pure shock. What did you just say?
Great, now she thinks the absolute worst of him.
Misunderstand what? That something's going on between us?
Yeah, that they are not just friends,
But the words get stuck in his throat. He just hangs his head, remembering how his sister warned him about her. Mo Shuying is not someone to mess with, so he cannot risk offending her. Trying to change the subject, he asks why she suddenly called him Chen. Since she used to call him by his full name, she asks if it is off limits. It just feels a bit strange, and her mood instantly brightens. Mo Shuying smiles and asks if that girl on the phone was his girlfriend. He blushes and looks away, denying it, but she keeps pressing him. She promises not to tell his sister, wanting to see who she is. Seriously, who is this girl trying to steal the guy she likes?
He insists they are just close friends, absolutely nothing romantic going on.
You promised you wouldn't tell his sister, remember? Even if they aren't dating yet, they probably will be soon. This makes her even more annoyed, and her silence starts to panic him. He quickly makes an excuse to head upstairs, trying to escape the tension. But as he stands, his leg bumps hers, and her sweet scent hits him. He looks at her completely dazed, while she just stares back quietly. They are super close. He can barely breathe. Stuttering hard, he says he didn't mean to, voice trembling. Honestly, our guy has never been this close to a girl before. His face turns bright red as she asks him what he said. Trying to scramble away, his nerves are completely shot. And boom, he trips over his own feet, missing the sofa completely. It is the most embarrassing moment ever, so he scrambles up and runs. Silly puppy, she laughs. He can't even walk straight. He yells back that he is not a puppy, stomping off in embarrassment. Mo Shuying sighs, realizing she is completely falling for this adorable dork. Back in his room, Su Chen stares at his phone, feeling totally stressed. Cho Ye is ghosting his messages now, and he has no clue what to do. He tosses and turns all night, completely unable to fall asleep. Meanwhile, Mo Shuying is also wide awake next door, wanting to sneak over. Just a quick look would be enough, but she stops herself. If she wakes him up, he might think she is a total creep. After tossing and turning all night, Su Chen finally decides to just give up. At 8:30, she sits waiting. Her eyes keep drifting to the second floor, so Aunt Yu immediately takes the hint. The maid offers to go wake up young Master Su, and Mo Shuying just gives a silent, cold nod of approval. 10 minutes later, Su Chen drags himself downstairs looking like a total zombie. Seriously, what college kid does this? He spent the entire night stressing because Zhou Yi is totally ghosting him now. Hearing that name, Mo Shuying's expression instantly turns ice cold, and honestly, the tension is insane. She already had her people dig up dirt on this Zhou Yi girl. Apparently, this girl has been getting way too close to her favorite puppy lately, and she's furious he lost sleep over her. Su Chen grumbles about yesterday. Yi wouldn't be ignoring him right now. But Mo Shuying just calmly sips her coffee.
He sits down to eat.
Our boy cautiously mumbles. Nervously, he asks if she can help him explain things to Yi today, but she just stares back at him with an absolute look of silence. This shuts him up instantly, staring down like a scared kid. Mentally screaming at himself, he wonders how he even found the courage to order her around. Talk about a death wish. She asks when they are going, completely catching him off guard since he thought she would ignore him. Since today is a bit inconvenient, she offers tomorrow as an option. Her advice is for him to stay home, promising she will go tomorrow. But behind that gorgeous smile, this sister is actually plotting a massive drama to make them break up. I love this villain energy. Completely clueless about her dark plans, Su Chen actually thinks she is being a total angel. He even feels guilty. Since she is his sister's childhood friend, he decides he should definitely be warmer to her from now on. He just heads right back to his room to catch up on sleep.
Before passing out, he quickly shoots a text to Zhao Yi, letting her know he is bringing someone to explain everything tomorrow.
When the next morning arrives, our boy is riding in style, right inside Mo Shuying's insanely luxury Maybach. He happily thanks her for taking the time to help. Mo Shuying just smiles with a gorgeous smirk, absolutely loving the fact that he calls her sister. She tells him no thanks needed. Her excuse is that she promised his sister to look after him. But wait, she is literally his sister's ultimate rival. Why entrust him to her? To be honest, his sister Su Yu must have been completely blind to think he would be safe around this woman. In reality, Mo Shuying has been low-key obsessed with him for years, just waiting. His sister literally just handed him over. Talk about the ultimate assist, especially since they find out Zhou Yi is currently interning at her family firm. They drive straight over. As they both step out of the car, Mo Shuying pauses. She frowns deeply at the tiny, unimpressive office. Internally, she judges his taste, wondering how her puppy chose someone with such basic background. Su Chen walks ahead, noticing she is just standing there frozen. So he runs right back, grabs her arm, and happily drags her inside the building. Mo Shuying feels her heart skip, staring at his hand on her arm. Chen pulls his hand back right as Mo Shuying tries to grab his wrist. He quickly heads toward the front desk while she just casually follows behind. She reaches out again, but he turns around at that exact moment. Mo Shuying stares at her empty hand, feeling a sudden wave of disappointment. After tapping the keycard, they step inside the elevator together. Chen keeps glancing at her, noticing she seems pretty annoyed right now.
But whatever, he needs her to help him clear things up in a bit.
There is no room for mistakes, so he looks up to remind her.
Sister Shuying, please make sure you explain everything to her later, he says.
We cannot have any more misunderstandings. And right then, the elevator doors open. He rushes out. Even though Zhou Yi is just an intern here, she somehow bagged a manager role and got her own private office. Scanning the floor, he quickly spots her office. Walking over, he notices the door is slightly cracked. Did she know he was coming? Maybe she left it open on purpose, even though she told him not to visit. Turns out she was just playing hard to get, and he is glad he came. But as soon as he pushes the door open, he hears some very sus sounds. He looks toward the couch and sees a guy and a girl getting way too cozy. He knows her face too well. He recoils. His eyes go wide as he gasps out her name, and she instantly freezes. Snapping back to reality, she looks in horror at the guy next to her, Liu Qingyang. She screams, asking what he is doing here, while Liu calmly fixes his shirt. With a smug smirk, Liu asks her what she is even talking about. Panicking, Zhou Yi scrambles off the couch and runs straight toward Ah Chen.
She begs him, crying out that it is not what it looks like.
She claims she thought the guy was him, but those hickeys do not lie. Honestly, this is wild. Chen is so furious, his chest literally hurts. When she tries to grab him, Mo Shuying steps in and blocks her completely. She is not worthy. Zhu looks lost.
Zhao Yi keeps begging, repeating that she honestly thought it was Ah Chen.
Like, seriously? She expects him to believe they even look remotely similar?
Chen regrets even bringing Mo Shuying to explain things. He was totally blind.
She cries that she only loves him, but the damage is already done. As she keeps babbling nonsense, Ah Chen just looks at her with pure disgust.
He snaps, telling her he has no interest in dirty, secondhand trash.
No point explaining now.
He declares they are finished, but she desperately tries to stop him from leaving. But out of nowhere, Liu Qingyang grabs her hand and pulls her back, telling her not to go, while Ah Chen steps into the elevator defeated. He hangs his head, completely unable to hold back his raging emotions. All those sweet promises she made daily were nothing but a massive joke.
Mo Shuying tells him to stop crying, since they were never officially dating anyway.
What she does with other guys is none of his business, so why waste tears? Talk about brutal. Those words slice right through what is left of his heart. Glares at her, asking if she just came along to watch him fail. Chen snaps that she must be happy now, and that his sister was right. He accuses her of having a grudge against his family, but she says she did not mean it like that. She insists she is not laughing at his misery, but Chen refuses to listen. The elevator doors open and he storms right past her, leaving the office behind. Without thinking, he hops into a Maybach before realizing it is actually her luxury car. But before he can scramble back out, he hears the car doors click shut. Her slender figure slowly leans in close. His heart races. Mo Shuying just giggles and gently taps his forehead. She is being incredibly gentle as she tells him to stop being so sad. Honestly, dodging that bullet before they even got together is a massive W. But Chen is still devastated, unable to comprehend why Zhou Yi betrayed him like this. They were on track to be a couple, so how did it all go down? But his pride will not let him show weakness. He turns away. He stubbornly copes, claiming she was never his type anyway.
He insists he does not care, but she is clearly not buying this act.
He glares back, warning her not to dare tell his sister.
She promises she won't, so he asks for a ride home. He tells her to go busy herself, and she steps out.
She watches the Maybach drive off before heading to her Bentley.
Beside the Bentley, her assistant Su Chen is waiting. Su Chen hands a $1 million check to Liu Qingyang, who grins widely. Mo Shuying glares with pure disgust, ordering her people to send him out of the country. She wants him banned for good. He is just an eyesore. The moment Chen gets back, he locks himself inside his room.
He just sits, staring blankly outside until Mo Shuying returns.
When the maids tell her he skipped lunch, she gets super pissed. Seriously, she thinks he is acting like a silly little puppy. He acted so tough earlier, but now he is hiding away playing the melancholy prince. The sharp click of her heels echoes upstairs, followed by a gentle knock. She calls through the door, demanding that Chen open up.
Since he stays silent, she warns him that she is coming in.
And just like that, she pushes the door open. He slowly looks up, his eyes completely hollow. Seeing him look so helpless instantly melts her anger. She asks why he is hiding and skipping meals if he did not care. He just gazes up at this stunning woman standing right there.
He asks in a broken voice if he is not handsome enough, wondering why she chose that guy over him. Hearing his low self-esteem instantly makes her super annoyed. She tells him straight up that Zhou Yi is not on his level. She hints that with his looks, he is built different and deserves way better. But he is too miserable to realize what she is implying. She tells him to eat, pointing out he has starved all day. When he refuses, she immediately threatens to call his sister. She literally blackmails him, and honestly, she is not bluffing. And yep, that works instantly, dragging him straight out of his melancholy era. So our boy Chen finally folds, puts on his shoes, and slowly drags himself downstairs to eat.
He sits at the dining table, totally dead inside, just reluctantly picking at his bowl of rice. Uncle Mo sighs, asking if not a single dish on this packed table is good enough for him.
Chen doesn't even look up, just muttering that he has zero appetite.
Honestly, Chen isn't even sure if he actually hates the food or just can't stand his uncle's strict control. Uncle Mo goes completely silent after that, but Chen can clearly feel the heavy mood. There's this massive wall of awkwardness before Chen finally escapes back to his bedroom. But then, boom! That crazy office scene with Zhou Yi is still rent-free in his head. It's driving him completely insane, so he somehow ends up walking right out of his room. After hesitating forever, he finally knocks on Mo Shuying's door next door, but gets absolutely zero response at first. Just as he's about to chicken out and run away, boom! The door swings wide open, and he's just standing there, staring intensely at the gorgeous woman.
She just got out of the shower with her damp hair casually draped over her shoulders.
She looks so stunning and effortless. Like, how does she just open the door looking like that?
His eyes instinctively drift down her fair skin before he panics, asking himself what on earth he is doing.
She breaks the ice first, her voice carrying a hint of surprise as she asks if he needs something.
Chen panic mumbles that it is nothing and immediately tries to make a run for it.
But she stops him right there, her teasing and seductive voice echoing from behind, asking where exactly Ah Chen is going. He freezes, totally helpless, and admits he was planning to go hit up a bar for some drinks. She immediately bans him, saying it is way too late, but Chen stubbornly argues back that he's going anyway. He claims he is hurting inside, but she counters they have alcohol at home.
If you want to drink, drink at home, she says, before shutting her bedroom door to grab something. She reaches out and grabs his wrist, leaving him completely mesmerized by her soft touch. He follows her all the way down to the basement wine cellar, with her refusing to let go of his wrist. She pulls a premium red wine from her sleek black and gold cabinet, uncorks it, and pours it into the decanter. The rich, delicious aroma instantly fills the room, making our boy Chen literally gulp in anticipation.
Honestly, he has never actually had red wine before, only a few casual sips of sweet cocktails.
His sister always banned him, claiming guys just get aggressive and completely lose their temper when they drink. Fearing they'll lose all control over their actions, Chen can't help but ask her about it. He asks if this wine will make him lose his mind, and Xu Ying just chuckles, asking who fed him that. He blames his sister, but Xu Ying explains that drinking in moderation is actually pretty healthy for you.
She warns him he can only have a tiny bit, and his eyes instantly light up with excitement.
Staring at the decanter like a hyper kid, he asks if it's ready, but she tells him to wait. It needs to breathe so it won't taste bitter, which completely deflates his mood. Literally 2 seconds later, he's already asking again if he can drink it now.
Xu Ying just looks up at him with this super amused, playful look in her eyes.
She finally picks up the decanter and slowly pours the rich red wine into a glass for him. Handing it over, she teasingly asks if his sister literally banned him from touching alcohol his entire life. His mouth twitches, totally reluctant to admit she hit the nail on the head.
He tries to play it cool, lying that his sister totally lets him drink whenever.
She just chuckles, letting him keep his pride without calling out the obvious cap. She pulls up a bar stool right next to him as he finally takes his very first sip. He instantly winces. Turns out it's incredibly bitter and dry. He absolutely hates it, thinking it is nowhere near as smooth as a sweet cocktail. She spots his face and teases him, asking if he wants some sweet juice instead.
Chen glares at her in a huff, petulantly downing his red wine in one go. A sweet yet burning taste spreads through his mouth, and honestly, this wine is all show. Mo Shuying just smirks, gently taking a sip of her own drink.
Seeing him pour another glass, she warns him to slow down, but he just snorts. He thinks he is built different, downing yet another glass. But then, his head starts to spin. His eyes glaze over completely, and he collapses onto the bar, too weak to move. Xu Ying just giggles and shakes her head, slowly savoring her drink.
She whispers to herself that Chen really doesn't treat his big sister as an outsider.
Drunk and dazed, Chen lifts his head and stares directly at her face. He mumbles that she is so good to him, making Xu Ying's eyes light up with joy. She asks if he really means it, and he nods like crazy.
His head spins faster. He just stares at her lips. Suddenly, memories of Zhao Yi in the office flash back, making his chest tighten with pain. Using some liquid courage, he slides closer to her, and she whispers in a teasing voice. She asks if he knows her. He just shakes his head. With his head feeling like lead, he mumbles to himself about not being good enough. She sighs dotingly, telling him he is amazing and that Chen is actually the absolute best. As Su Ying holds him close, Chen presses his burning face against the cold bar counter. He blankly mutters that he is the best and that Zhou Yi never deserved him anyway. Su Ying looks at him with pure affection, teasing her silly puppy for taking this so hard. Total hopeless romantic, honestly. But then, moments later, Su Chen is completely exhausted, and his heavy sleepiness starts kicking in right next to Mo Shuying.
She hears his soft, steady breathing, so she calls out his name a couple of times.
With no response, she has a bodyguard carry him back to his room. As Mo Shuying is tucking him in, Su Chen suddenly stirs and opens his eyes. Half asleep, he only sees her lips, and honestly, he just straight up leans right in. Mo Shuying freezes instantly, her eyes widening in absolute shock. He just gives her a goofy, sleepy smile, but her expression turns incredibly serious. "Do you even know who I am?" she asks, "or are you just being reckless?" His brain is fried, but he can tell she is low-key upset. He rolls over immediately to dodge her glare. Her eyes drift down, right to his lips. She gently touches her own lips and whispers for Chen to sleep well, and promises that tomorrow he will finally forget all about Zhu Yi, though the next morning brings a whole new drama. Mo Shuying is having breakfast when her phone suddenly rings. It's a video call from his sister, Su Yu, demanding to know where her brother is the second she answers. Mo Shuying just scoffs, asking if she finally remembered him. Su Yu gets instantly defensive. She claims she's just been super busy, but Mo Shuying already knows her secret. "You didn't go abroad for work," Mo Shuying says. "You went to chase some guy. So don't even bother calling now." "Your brother is perfectly fine with me," she adds. "It's not like he's starving." But Su Yu laughs. "That won't do. What if you're secretly bullying him?" Just at that moment, our boy walks downstairs, rubbing his eyes, mumbling for his sister. "Is that you? I think I hear your voice." Su Yu's voice instantly goes through the roof. Mo Shuying turns the camera right on him, and Su Yu spots his crazy bedhead. Su Yu instantly blows a fuse, asking if he is really their precious Ah Chen. Mo Shuying looks completely lost, definitely not expecting Su Yu to start attacking her over this. Hearing his sister's dramatic rant, Ah Chen is literally dying of cringe right now. Mo Shuying asks if she's supposed to blow-dry his hair too, making Su Yu almost explode. But then, the sister suddenly realizes something and gets this incredibly smug look on her face. "Right," she says, "you're just a single dog with no brother and no boyfriend. So it's normal you wouldn't understand." Honestly, Mo Shuying is just so done at this point. She realizes Su Yu is just flexing her relationship. Mo Shuying stares at the screen. She's thinking, "Laugh all you want now, because once I steal your brother, you're finished." Let's see who's laughing then. Meanwhile, Su Yu demands she hire a stylist for his look. Ah Chen is usually pampered at home, so he meekly speaks up, saying he is fine. He says he can handle himself, but his sister immediately shuts that down. "I paid good money," she yells, "so you deserve the absolute best treatment over there." Don't hold yourself back. Hearing this, our poor male lead is too scared to speak. He sneaks a glance at Mo Shuying, but she seems totally unfazed by the drama. Of course, she thinks, this little master needs top-tier treatment. If he's uncomfortable here, how am I supposed to win him over? Then his sister asks if Mo Shuying bullied him. He says she's actually super nice, while Mo Shuying just rolls her eyes at the phone. The sister snaps, telling him not to call her sister. He asks what he should say. "Just call her Mo Shuying, and let me tell you right now, if she ever treats you badly, just let me know and I will handle it." Ah Chen just nods obediently to end the rant, and Mo Shuying flips the camera back.
She tells her the phone is dying and immediately hangs up on her.
Before the call cuts, Su Yu yells one last warning not to bully her precious brother. Mo Shuying finally ends the call and throws the phone to the side. She looks over at Ah Chen eating his breakfast, asking why he's up so early. She says she thought our cute little puppy would be totally hungover today. That's why she didn't wake him. Ah Chen's mouth twitches. thinking he had to wake up. Otherwise, it would be so awkward. Suddenly, a weird silence fills the room. She asks if he remembers what he did last night. He completely freezes up.
Wait, did he actually do something? He has absolutely zero memory of it.
Mo Shuying gives him this super intense, longing look, but says it was nothing. She claims she just had someone take him back to bed, but she's lying. She decides to keep quiet, thinking it's too early in their relationship to tell him.
If she tells him now, she might scare her cute little puppy away.
Chen literally thought he crawled back to bed himself. Suddenly, their eyes meet.
He thanks her, and she warns him never to go drinking with anyone else.
It's dangerous, she says, secretly thinking she only stole a quick kiss this time. If some other girl steals him away, things are going to get really bad. Chen's nervousness instantly vanishes, thinking she is just as annoying as his sister. After eating, he heads upstairs, but halfway up, he feels someone right behind him. He turns to find Mo Shuying standing just 2 steps below him. He asks if she's working, and she reminds him about his sister's makeover orders. The sudden shift in her attitude is starting to feel weird and completely freaks him out.
He admits he is terrified and declines.
But she insists, asking if he is really going to ignore his sister. He repeatedly turns her down anyway. His constant rejection only makes Mo Shuying turn icy, throwing a freezing glare his way. She suddenly walks off, leaving him wondering why she got so mad. While he is busy fixing his own hair, his childhood bestie suddenly calls him up. He puts the speaker on, casually asking what is going on. His friend immediately asks if that happy voice means he finally got over his painful breakup. Su Chen just rolls his eyes. He insists they were never even dating, trying to play it cool.
And honestly, who can blame him? Admitting to that situationship with Zhou Yi is just embarrassing.
His friend Yunji is a bit confused. Zhou Yi does not seem like a cheater, suggesting there is some misunderstanding. But Su Chen saw the betrayal with his own eyes, so how could there be a misunderstanding? He mutters that women are nothing but trouble.
She jokes that his sister Su Yu must be bad too, then asks how he's doing.
He hates it there, so she suggests sneaking over to her place. Su Chen immediately agrees. Her flight lands at 9 at night, so she promises to pick him up right after. Luckily, Mo Shuying has a late business dinner tonight, giving him the perfect opportunity.
By 10 p.m., his escape is on. A luxury business van pulls up right outside the Mo family villa, and he gets the text.
He grabs his bags and slips out, but freezes right at the villa gate. He spots 2 women chatting, and they instantly notice him. Now watch closely, because her freezing look is literally colder than ice. Talk about terrifying. Our boy freezes up, while his friend Yunji waves from the van. She happily calls out to him, but Su Chen quickly looks away to avoid getting into deeper trouble. Yun Mengyao looks on with absolute disbelief. She is shocked that Su Yu actually left her brother here, but Mo Shuying says nothing. Mo Shuying is secretly furious that her cute puppy just ignored her. She demands that he calls her big sister. She asks what he is doing out so late, making him instantly feel guilty. Fearing her, he just mumbles about going out. He looks at his friend in the car for desperate help. She claims nighttime is forbidden, so he desperately turns to Yun Mengyao for help instead. He begs to stay at her place, but Mengyao nervously stares at Mo Shuying. Mengyao came here specifically to rescue him. With a terrifying woman like Mo Shuying standing right there, she does not dare say yes. She gently tells him to be good, since it is already so late.
She suggests hanging out tomorrow instead, leaving him completely defeated as he looks back at the van.
Yoonjae is absolutely fuming at her older sister, calling her a total coward. She complains she can't even handle one woman, while Mo Shuying directly kicks them out. She coldly tells them to leave right now, while Su Chen and Yoonjae share a sad parting look. Mo Shuying glares, demanding to know what he is staring at. Mo Shuying tells him to get inside, so our boy Achin reluctantly drags his feet. He mutters under his breath, asking if she owns the ocean with how bossy she is. But she just turns around with a smirk, saying this was all his sister's idea. Achin is like, wait, aren't you my sister's arch rival? Why are you listening to her? He asks if she secretly crushes on his sister, but her inner reaction is, I crush on you, idiot. Achin tells her to be bolder and do the exact opposite of what his sister wants. He says that's the only way to actually prove she's a true rival. But Mo Shuying suddenly grabs his hand, sending a wave of panic straight through him.
She looks him dead in the eye and asks if he's trying to teach her how to do things.
Our boy immediately backs down, stammering that it's just a friendly suggestion. He tells her she doesn't have to listen, and Mo Shuying just chuckles mysteriously. When she asks if he wants to leave, he quickly lies and says absolutely not. Honestly, our boy is such a clueless puppy and a terrible liar. She sees right through him. She tells him to be a good boy, her sultry voice completely catching him off guard. His heart literally skips a beat as he promises to be completely obedient from now on. He vows to do whatever she wants, which makes Mo Shuying play along.
She looks highly skeptical and keeps him waiting for a long time before declaring a strict 8 p.m. curfew every single night.
Then she pauses, gets a thought, and adds that since the weather is getting colder,
She's moving it up to 7 p.m. Just like that, his happy smile completely vanishes.
he thinks she is totally heartless and decides he has to snitch to his sister. He wants to tell her how badly he's being bullied while Mo Shuying watches him leave. She pulls out her phone to text his sister about the wild girls wandering around lately.
She notes that keeping him behaving is a great idea since she has to work.
Since she cannot watch him 24/7 while working, back in his room, Achin immediately calls his sister to complain.
But instead of getting sympathy, he ends up getting a massive lecture from his own sister. She strictly forbids him from hanging out with wild girls, leaving him too mad to sleep.
The next morning, our boy wakes up absolutely radiating resentment and negative energy.
He sits at the dining table, death-staring the woman who is casually looking at her phone. But Mo Shuying completely ignores his death stare, casually lifting her coffee cup to take another sip.
Bro, what? Achin straight up stands up, snatches her cup, and pours the coffee onto the floor.
He lifts his chin triumphantly, even though the hot coffee splashed all over her hands.
Seeing the tension, Liuma the maid quickly makes an excuse to flee, promising to brew a fresh cup of coffee right away.
But looking at Mo Shuying's chilling gaze, he suddenly realizes he might have messed up. He watches her closely, wondering why on earth she isn't screaming at him yet. If she doesn't yell, his master plan to complain and move back home is totally ruined. Is she seriously not mad enough? But just when he is overthinking it. Liuma serves a brand new cup of coffee, and he is shocked she still hasn't snapped. So Akin grabs it and takes a massive gulp himself, only to realize it is painfully bitter. Mo Shuying casually puts her phone down, watching him struggle with an incredibly amused and relaxed expression on her face. He smugly places the bitter coffee back onto the table, loudly mentioning how hard the servants work to clean up. Since she is a notorious germaphobe, he knows for a fact she won't touch it now. Mo Shuying suddenly asks him if it tastes good, making him freeze, before he stubbornly insists that it is absolutely delicious. She simply smiles, says that is great, and casually picks up the exact same cup. She places her lips right where he just drank, chugging the entire thing. Now that is wild. Our boy is completely left speechless, and honestly, Liuma next to them looks like she just saw a ghost. Mo Shuying calmly says her coffee is super sweet today, but our boy Chen is low-key complaining because it tastes completely bitter to him.
He thinks her taste buds are broken, but Nanny Lu standing nearby totally catches the vibe.
Nanny Lu is basically like, I knew it. Why else would the young mistress let some random guy move in? Turns out he is her crush. Mo Shuying stands up right after that. With a gentle smile, she tells him she is off to work and to be back by 8 p.m. if he goes out. Something is off. Chen's sister told him this girl is a massive germaphobe, so is the intel totally wrong? Seeing him zone out, Mo Shuying starts heading out, but pauses when he suddenly calls out her name. Her eyes land on his hand grabbing her arm, teasingly calling him a clingy little puppy today.
He looks at her with puppy dog eyes, begging Mo Shuying to take him to work with her.
She asks if he is sure, and he insists he is ready to follow her lead everywhere.
Honestly, his plan is to stick to her side 24/7 to annoy her.
He wants to suffocate her with his presence, but she happily agrees, making him think his plan is working. He hops right into her Maybach and quickly texts his sister to double-check the details. His sister confirmed that Mo Shuying absolutely despises clingy, boundary-crossing guys. He puts his phone away and casually throws his arm around her shoulder, trying to trigger her. Mo Shuying just looks at him with pure affection, asking why her silly puppy is being so bold today. She naturally rests her head right on his shoulder, completely catching him off guard. Wait, what? Why is she actually leaning into him? This is wild! Shouldn't she have pushed him away immediately? He hesitates before actually asking her out loud. He asks if she is going to push him away, but Mo Shuying just giggles softly. She asks why she would ever do that when her precious boy's being so good. His expression gets even weirder because when on earth did he become hers? Just as he tries to pull his hand back, she reaches around his back instead. She wraps her arm right around his waist, leaving him looking utterly defeated. He is internally begging for her to let go, struggling hard to keep his composure. He regrets ever initiating this hug and is practically losing his mind. They stay frozen in that position until the driver finally saves him by speaking up. The driver announces they have arrived at the office, and Mo Shuying finally lets him go. She tells Chen to get out first because she seriously needs a moment to calm down. Hugging her silly puppy was way too comfortable, almost making her lose her cold CEO image. Just then, Assistant Yu Qing walks out of the elevator and greets him warmly. She offers to guide him upstairs while he glances back at Mo Shuying still in the car. She is just resting with her eyes closed, making him wonder why she isn't coming out. Su Chen notices his confusion and explains that President Mo has some matters to handle first. She tells him to wait upstairs, while he silently rolls his eyes. Like, does she really look like she is busy working? But Su Chen knows the truth. She takes the initiative to bring him to the CEO's office, secretly giggling because she knows about President Mo's massive crush on Chen. As one of the very few people in the loop, she has all the juicy details. Whenever Chen's sister brought him out, Mo Shuying would find any excuse to follow them. She would literally do nothing but stare at him, even if it annoyed the sister. Just a few days ago, there was a party, and Mo Shuying tagged along yet again. Some rich girl tried to hit on Chen, and Mo Shuying literally had her thrown out. I did not see that coming. Shaking off her thoughts, Su Chen turns to him. She tells him to make himself comfortable and offers to get him some snacks. She says she can have her secretary bring them, but he politely declines and walks over to the window. Looking down at the view, he suddenly freezes.